But first, artificial intelligence, or AI technology as it's also known, is developing at high speed and is transforming many aspects of modern life in our county. Now, AI allows a computer to act and respond almost as if it is human. Computers can be fed huge amounts of information and trained to identify patterns, solve problems, and even learn from their own mistakes. Is it a bit scary to you? Well, you might not be alone. Some experts fear that it could be used for malicious purposes and may even threaten jobs. We can now speak to Glen Richardson. He runs a Stamford-based company called Exceedity. I hope I've got that right, Glen. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. Almost. It's Exceedity. So the word exceed and then ITY on the end, but very close.
Glen, what are your thoughts on AI? And tell us about your company and what it does.
Well, my thoughts on AI, do you know what? I haven't been this excited since I started life within the internet industry. I'm 41 and I actually started in the internet industry when I was 16 as a web designer. And I remember when the internet was really exciting, Amazon had just started selling books online. And everyone was kind of just as fearful. You know, is this going to take away jobs? And what's this going to mean for industry? But I just have that exact same excitement that I had back then about what the internet could do. And I'm now having the same excitement about what AI can do for the world and how it can help grow businesses.
I guess one of the fears, though, is, as we mentioned, is it may take people's jobs away from them. And this isn't necessarily what people think of AI. But I in Peterborough, used to go to the Queensgate car park, and there used to be a man that would greet you, who would take your money and your ticket from you. Now it's just a robot. It's just a machine, Glen. The rise of machines has taken that person's job away from them. So how do you see that AI could be sort of a force for good and sort of create more jobs?
Well, it's an excellent example you just gave because, of course, somebody had to create that system. Somebody has to maintain that system. There's probably a developer involved that takes the parking from that person, which, of course, there are jobs behind that. And I think the same thing will happen here with AI, is that there will be jobs created as a result of it. It means that businesses can be quicker at what they do, more efficient. They can improve their customer services. They can grow faster and do more for their customers and offer more services. And I think that's the world we're living in now, isn't it? Which is, we want things faster and more convenient. Even big businesses provide terrible customer services. And the hope here with AI is that it can actually help customer service teams deal with more inquiries more efficiently. And that's just one example of many.
And as a country then, Glen, are we, because if you've sort of given that example of it could be that less people will be working at sort of car park ticketing booths, but more of them will be making this kind of programming. So we need more computer programmers. I'm guessing we need people that can code. I mean, as a country, are we doing enough to sort of fill the gaps that might be created coming forward?
I think so. I mean, I'm very excited with what education are doing now. And I remember when Minecraft, the game, came out, we heard that Minecraft was being used in education. Also, far away as Sweden and other countries were using it as a part of the curriculum. And also here in the UK, we are teaching coding now in schools. My son is 12 and he's been learning coding at school, and my daughter's 8. The country has realised the need for training our generations that are coming forth with basic skills like coding and technology. But the idea with AI is that actually it removes that layer, because you can even ask AI to code for you. ChatGPT, you can even ask it to write computer code for you just by typing a simple prompt.
Yeah, it's very clever how it works, isn't it? It really is. So is your company giving advice to companies on what they should be doing, how maybe it could revolutionise their business?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, I've been an executive in many big retail companies, including the national retailer, The Range, also the online marketplace, Frugo. I've been used to running large marketing teams and helping those businesses grow, among other businesses. And what's really exciting about this with AI is that you can achieve some of those initiatives much quicker than you can through traditional means. And the first thing I hear when I work with companies, even in Exceedity and previously in other companies, is that we just don't have the time, we don't have the resources, we don't have the bandwidth to actually do that thing and to implement that initiative. But with AI, it gives you unlimited numbers of people, effectively, and skills by tying in these prompts into ChatGPT. So you can ask it to write your product description. You can ask it to reply to emails. You can even get it to create images from scratch as if a photographer took it for you. So if you're a small business and you need a product photo of something, you can ask ChatGPT and DALL and lots of other AI software, including Adobe, who've implemented it into Adobe Photoshop, where you can type in whatever you want and it will create it for you, literally in front of your eyes.
Just an example here, Glenn. This isn't something, to read too much into, but just imagine you'd been called in to cover the afternoon show on your local radio station, but you'd also already got a shift in the Speedway show later. If you hadn't written the script for your Speedway show, I could just go on this someone could go on this ChatGPT and get them to do it for you. That's possible now, is it?
It absolutely is. Now, if you were to type in the prompt, I want you to write this script for me for this particular show, it will probably spit out utter rubbish, if I'm honest.
Oh.
What you have to do is you have to train it a little and say, are you aware about this BBC show? And you might say, yes, I am actually. I do have whole information about it. Are you aware of the demographics of those that are listening? Yes, I am. I'm aware of the demographics. Great. Wow. And then you build up this layering of information. Then you go in with the kill. You say, okay, could you please write me a script? And then it will. So you just need to give it a little bit of context, remind it what you want it to do and who the target audience is, and it will achieve that for you.
It's got its limits, though, hasn't it, Glenn? Because let's take, award-winning sitcom. It's never going to write something as funny as Fawlty Towers or Only Fools and Horses, is it? Or do you think it could become that advanced where people will be using it as a bit of a shortcut?
Well, I'm glad you said that exact example, because AI has actually already and still does create sitcoms on YouTube. In particular, South Park. There are entire South Park shows with all of the graphics and scripts all written by AI, and they're pretty good. And if you think, this is just the beginning. This is just the start. ChatGPT, which is generative AI, was only launched in November. So what's it going to be like in 6 years?
Glenn, it's a bit spooky, my friend. It's a bit spooky. And also spooky, my producer, Keefy Two Sheds, as he's known on the show today, has got a South Park tie on. This is getting too spooky for me, Glenn.
Fate.
It is fate, isn't it? It's fate. So AI coming possibly to a sitcom near you. That was Glen Richardson, fascinating there. He's got a new Stanford-based company advising businesses all about AI. What does it do for you? Does it give you the heebie-jeebies? Or is it something, a bit like Glenn was saying, that generally excites you? Let us know. But the news is next.